Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Optic Scumpy, bringing you another Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. Today, got a competitive gameplay for you guys. Have not posted one in a while, so I hope that this is a little bit different and a sigh of relief for you competitive guys that still watch my channel, despite the fact that I post mainly public matches. But, this was in a tournament yesterday, actually. It was a GB 4v4 hardpoint / search and destroy tournament. These were the finals. There were only 4 teams in the tournament, but this was a really good team nonetheless, so this was still a pretty good match. We ended up 3-0ing them. It was a best-of-5 series, so the first of 3 maps would take it, and we ended up molly-whopping them. And I was playing with JCap, Proofy, and Sensor, all 3 really good players, and myself, obviously, and we were playing against Parasite, Poppy Tank, Ricky, and Karma. So 2 people from Farico, Ricky, and then Poppy Tank. So, you know, it was a good team, and we ended up playing really, really well. I thought it was going to be a lot closer to this. I thought that they were going to take a map, at least a map off of us. I thought they were going to take the search off of us because they sort of have a little bit of chemistry, but, like, we had none. So I didn't really know what to expect there. But we did end up winning, like I said, and this was the first map in the series, and I ended up going off. I end up finishing with X amount of kills. I don't want to ruin that for you guys. It's a lot of kills, though, because competitive, the amount of kills that I get in this game is not seen very often in a hardpoint game. So I hope that you enjoy the gameplay in the background. And the face cam is it's not really something to look at. It's like the face cam is just there. I was live streaming. I ripped this off of my stream, and so I hope that the quality is all right. I really do. It usually isn't that great, but I think that I made my stream a good enough quality where it still looks pretty nice whenever you're watching it in a video, so I hope you enjoy it. But the commentary topic that I had selected for today, it sort of coincides with the one that I posted yesterday on how to make it on YouTube. I asked you guys if you wanted to see how to make it in the pro world, and you guys said yes, I want to see that. And so here I am delivering to you guys that commentary, what it takes to become a good pro player, or just to get recognized in the scene at all, just for starters. So the first thing that I want to say is the most overlooked thing by a lot of amateur players. They think that they have to get placed onto a pro team to be able to do well. False. There are plenty of teams that I've seen come up through Black Ops 2, through MW3, that grinded the game. They were 4 good amateur players. They stuck on one team. They grinded. They played team scrims a lot. They got recognition from the pros, and whenever you get recognition from the pros, you can start team scrimming them. And whenever you start team scrimming them, you obviously have more opportunities to be able to prove yourself. And scrims are really, like, important. Like, you can do good in a scrim. Obviously, the pros are going to be like, oh, whatever, it's just a scrim. Until he does something against me in a tournament, I'm really not going to worry about this guy. But then whenever you have that chance in a tournament and you finally do end up, you know, spanking him around a little bit, then the pro players start to accept you, even if you are an amateur. You know, they start to embrace you and even give you the opportunity to team with them sometimes. For others, it's a lot harder than some people. Some people get an opportunity, a really good opportunity, and some people really have to grind and struggle. Like my opportunity was I got on a team called Leverage back in Black Ops 1, and I went to the first event that I've ever been to, and I ended up winning the first event. So I got pretty lucky. You know, that doesn't happen often. If we wouldn't have won that event, I don't know if I would have stayed on Leverage, because they picked me up a week before the event, and you know, they didn't really know me, so like they could have just dropped me if we didn't do well, and that could have been that. You know, I wouldn't be where I am today. But we won the event. I played well. I turned some heads. I was just on the upcome and the come up, and I did well. And then that's how I basically got thrown into the pro community, and that's what I started to build off of. That was my base, and since then I've won, you know, numerous amounts of tournaments. I'm now on one of the best teams in the game, Optic Gaming, under the best organization that you can be under, being Optic, and it's awesome. So, you know, you can go from 0 to hero really quickly. It's all about work. And I don't want to say really quickly, but you can go from being unknown, like myself, back in Black Ops 1, relatively unknown to all the pro players, to being considered one of the top pro players by the end of the game. I was considered second best at Black Ops 1 by the pro players in a vote that they did. It was like a superlative thing for MLG, and I got voted second by all the pro players. Like, all the pro players were voting, and I got picked to be second, and JCap was first. So, you know, that's what it is. It's really how you play at tournaments. And the only way you're going to do good at tournaments is if you go to a tournament. That's a problem that a lot of people have as well. Like I said earlier, professional players are not going to give you props if you do well in a scrim. Now, if you absolutely bamboozle them, they may be like, oh shit, you know, this kid has got some pretty good skills. He's pretty talented. But until you actually, like, play against them in a tournament, in a very competitive environment, they're not really going to think that much of you. And that's just the way the pro players work. And that's how I even think. Because a lot of pro players come up with the excuse, oh, we weren't trying, you know, quote, we weren't trying in those scrims. We were just screwing around. And things like that. And some teams actually mean it. You know, my team, we don't take scrims as seriously. And then whenever a tournament comes around, we're definitely, you know, it's night and day whenever you see our team in a tournament and then scrims. But most teams really do go hard in scrims. And they do take them very seriously. And I wish I could say the same about our team, but most of the time we don't. Sometimes we do, and when we do well. But we usually don't. And that's why pro players aren't going to give you any props if you're beating them in team scrims. They just won't. It's our nature, you know, and it's even mine. And it's not that we have an ego, it's really just why would we give somebody an opportunity whenever we can team with somebody that we already know is really good, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just, that's the way that we think. It's not the best, but, you know, it's how we think. And in Black Ops 1, I just got lucky. You know, Leverage's player got dropped a week before the event, or he left or something. I forget what happened. And they needed a player. They were desperate for a player. Everyone else was on a team. A week before the event, everyone was already all situated, ready to go out, ready to fly out to Dallas. And they needed someone. And I was the lucky one to get picked up, and then I performed, and that was that. So as you can see, it's really a grind until you shine sort of thing. People think that opportunities are just going to be laid down on the table for them, like this pro draft thing. There's a pro draft tournament happening this Saturday, I think, and there was a draft today. And a lot of the amateur players were complaining about not being picked up. And the pro players were picking people that they previously knew or that they previously have seen at NJ Halo events, you know, LAN events, tournaments online, just a bunch of different things that pro players have seen these players' names before, and they've seen if they can keep up, at least hold their weight with other pro players. Why would they pick an amateur player that, I mean, some did. I don't want to speak for everyone. Some did pick unknown people that they didn't really know to try and give them a chance. But most of the pros went with people that they know because they want to win. Like, it's just obvious that professional players want to win. It's just, that's nature, you know. And right here I get fucked on, but that's all good. But yeah, so amateur players don't expect a lot from pros until you really do shine at a tournament. Because whenever that happens, things will be 100 times easier for you guys to be able to get onto a pro team. And then when you get onto a pro team, don't stop. You know, you got to keep grinding. You got to win a tournament then. And that's whenever you start getting on the top pro teams, the elite pro teams, the top 8, you know, teams that play the game. And right here, I almost had it at 4, but unfortunately, the last guy snuck in there. But I want to talk a little bit about this gameplay now. And my Xbox is lagging right here. If that's what you're wondering, what's going on. But, yeah, we were playing on Raid, and this was the first map, like I said. And they gave me host, which wasn't a very smart decision on their part. I'm a fucking beast on host. My host is really good, though, so everybody's playing on a really good connection. But I have a really good connection, as many people know. And my host is really good. And they gave me they messed up and gave me host. So basically what I did was I ripped open their butts, and I crept in like a little gremlin, you know what I'm saying? And I absolutely did work. But I just sort of got sidetracked there. But back to the commentary. So those are my really two biggest things. You can't expect much from pros until you beat them in a tournament. And you got to grind until you make it. Like, I went from 0 to hero in 2 years. I'm now the second most followed North American professional player. That's not trying to sound cocky at all. That's just a fact. I'm just trying to give you some figures to show what you can do and the amount of time that I did it. So I went from 0 followers April 2011 to almost 40,000 followers, 60,000 awesome subscribers, and all that in a little under 2 years. So that's pretty ridiculous. The amount of time that you can blow up, and you can really blow up, and then you can just take control. If you blow up and then you start showing people that you got what it takes, that's that. And now I'm on Optic Gaming, one of the best teams in the game, and I'm still working my ass off every day, doing videos, scrimming, doing tournaments, live streaming. So even if whenever you make it, it's still gonna be a grind. You still got to keep up on things. And it really is like a job for me at this point. When I get home from school, I grind the hell out of this game, and I do a whole bunch of stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this commentary, guys. If you did, make sure you like it. If you really enjoyed it, leave a favorite, comment, let me know what you thought, and subscribe if you haven't already. Sorry it's going past the video. Peace.